Men on testosterone were able to basically like understand what other people were expecting, and they kind of knew what actions were better socially.
It's like autism colliding with testosterone, right? But if you have the high testosterone and maybe the autism mixed with it, then you're going to be like, well, f- you, I don't want to do what you expect of me, right? So
Yeah, it's like the Rage Against the Machine song.
yeah, exactly. I won't do what you
Do you
tell me.
think that men who hop on testosterone, especially gym guys, are more likely to be autistic? So have you seen this study? They had them do this task where they were going to be social or selfish. Basically what they found was that the men that were doing these tasks who got injected with the exogenous testosterone were more generous. Men on testosterone were able to basically like understand what other people were expecting, and they kind of knew what actions were better socially. But the thing is, they stopped adjusting their behavior, and they were more themselves. They were more like, I'm just being myself. I'm just going to say what I feel and not what I think is the right thing to say, which honestly shocked me, man, because I know that I personally tend to be a person that says what fits for the scenario. I don't like to cause a ruckus in a lot of scenarios, but I have high testosterone. And I noticed that I have this urge to like start problems, but I have to consciously avoid, doing those things. So I have to selectively choose the path of least resistance. And the study was basically talking about how this can actually lead to being antisocial, and how if you have super high testosterone, you actually may be more antisocial than people who have lower testosterone. But at the same time, lower testosterone also leads to social anxiety, submissiveness, and avoidance of, eye contact. So either way, you're basically in this loop of like, okay, so if your testosterone is low, you have these loser tendencies. And if your testosterone is high, you kind of have to mitigate your own, social barriers to figure out what's the right thing to say versus what you actually want to say. And I think some guys don't have a filter and they'll just say whatever comes to their mind, or they have to constantly be in this battle mentally of like, what do I actually want to say versus what I'm actually able to say, and they have to be super conscious of it. So I think that this brings in a question. So I saw the study, and normally the reaction to this study is like, oh, if you have higher testosterone, then that makes you, more alpha. That's what people assume, right? High testosterone, more alpha, more manly, more masculine, right? But I took it away a little bit differently. I thought of it as a balance, right? Because in this study, it's not guys who have naturally high testosterone. It's guys who are injected exogenous testosterone. Yeah. So you think of like your meatheads, the TRT bros. Those are the guys who are, kind of getting into this extreme social anxiety, but not in a way where it's limiting them. It's in a way where they have to kind of be over the top, and they're seeking attention, and they're trying to be super macho bravado. And for me, this was a no-brainer, right? I thought of it like, well, the best way to do this is to have naturally high testosterone and then be conscious enough to know exactly what you're supposed to say, but also choose and have the ability to not lash out and say something that is not going to be beneficial or is not going to be conducive to the conversation, and might not offend people, because I think offensive is the wrong word. You're not pussyfooting around here. You're just knowing what to say, and almost in a way where some may interpret it as pandering, but you know exactly how to connect with your audience depending on who you're speaking with. And I think it's a very valuable skill set to have, right? Yeah. Because sometimes you have certain jokes that don't work for certain people. And if you're super yoked up on testosterone and you're like, oh, I want to say this, I'm going to say it, screw it. And then you piss off a bunch of people because you make some joke about some religious group or some denomination, whatever you made a joke about that, was not the right audience, but you say it anyway because that's just your opinion. Versus the guys who are just, submissive and sitting there and they don't add anything to the conversation. They're just always agreeing with you. They're like, oh, yeah. And those are like the more low T guys.
Yeah, it's like, yes, man. Yeah, it seems like this funny, like, paradox of almost what they call it, like the Ouroboros, like the snake eating its own tail, right? It's like autism colliding with testosterone, right? And you know, it's like the testosterone, when you have sufficient testosterone, like hopefully naturally, then you know what you or what the people want to hear. Like, you know what they're expecting of you. But if you have the high testosterone and maybe the autism mixed with it, then you're going to be like, well, fuck you. I don't want to do what you expect of me, right? So
yeah, it's like the Rage Against the Machine song.
Yeah, exactly. I won't do what you tell me.
Do you think that men who hop on testosterone, especially gym guys, are more likely to be autistic?
Yeah. I mean, these days, I think so. Like, I don't know if it's like maybe the nerd culture that makes it obvious, because I would say definitely more athletes these days are autistic. Like, I mean, I'd consider myself like, maybe like a gym athlete, you know, in some type of an influencer, like online athlete, you know, I don't play basketball or some shit like that, but I think those people would consider themselves athletes. So I think these days, because maybe autism has just become more like partially accepted or just normalized, that like there's no people out there that are like shitting on nerds anymore. You know what I mean? Like they're shitting on soy boys, right? Which that's the difference, right? It's like the soy boy type people that deserve to be shat on, but it's not because they're a nerd. Like, just because someone plays World of Warcraft, you know, I'm not really going to look up to them, but I'm not going to like freaking give them a wedgie. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I play RuneScape, right? So I don't really care. It's like whatever floats your boat, right?
That's true, bro. I mean, we talked about this with like gym nerds, influencer nerds, that people that we've watched, like the Christian Guzman and Max Tuning, How to Beast David. They're all video game addicts, and at least that's where they started, right? But they're also influencer addicts, like they're YouTube addicts. They were gamer addicts, and they're also, you know, gym bros. Like, that was where they started. I mean, you know, you got Guzman doing like the competitions and stuff like that. But there's something to be said with that, you know, combination of behavior that leads to those kind of activities.
Yeah. No, I think it's super interesting, like how they said it. Like this guy in your post here, he really, like, I mean, I wish he expanded on it or made a different tab. And it sucks that we can't do studies on people based on like their natural testosterone. And I understand why, but I think there is nuance potentially. Like, I mean, I can't prove it, but I think if you have a natural testosterone level, I feel like it's more stable. And just better reliable, because it's being secreted naturally instead of just whenever you get your like 150 megs into your anus, right? So I don't know. I just feel like that would be a better, more just better reliable thing if we could actually
more nuance.
But yeah, you can't really control that, so I understand why people do it. We'd probably be giving mice TRT, for example. Maybe, I don't know, but it is interesting. Just like the sociology and I guess the neuroscience behind having higher androgens, and like I think part of what some people talk about, I think Farhan talks about this a lot, is when someone has higher testosterone, then they're not going to stand for injustice as much, right? Like, they're going to put their foot down when it's required or when they think it's, you know, just to do so. And most people, like more actual men with high testosterone, are going to usually use it for good. Like, the dudes I feel like with high testosterone are the most, best additions to society, because they're going to, you know, see the injustice and put an end to it, versus like, even like we'll just bring up a timely example like Jeffrey Epstein. Like as soon as the Epstein files came out, bro, like by day 2, I'm like, oh, he has his freaking testosterone level numbers in here. So I look him up, and he has fucking horrific, like double-digit nanograms per deciliter total T. And I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, dude. I think he had like 70 something nanograms per deciliter total testosterone. Insane. And we know how much of a monster Jeffrey Epstein is, obviously, but so it's like he's going to let injustices slide, or even worse, obviously he's contributing to the biggest injustices in the world, and he has low T, you know, and people say he has a weird like bulbous, just for the record. I don't know if I can say that on here, but we'll put it in.
Bro, I wonder if Elon Musk's T is low, because he was like trying to come to the party. He was like, bro, please invite me, I want to go.
Yeah, I think, I mean, what do you think Elon Musk is on TRT? He's got to be, right?
I'm sure that, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think they're all. I mean, Bezos, I'm not sure, but that's a natty or not series right there, but they gotta be. Just because they're like, in their mindset, it's like, oh yeah, just, you know, I have the money, I have the doctors, you know, just may as well do whatever I can.
Yeah.
So,
no, that's true.
I think they're all on it. Just because, like, for work, like, not even trying to get jacked, they're just like, I just need as many perks, as many benefits as possible for my job. I just need to be on my game. I have all these responsibilities. Like, I need to do whatever I can do to make sure I'm on top of my game.
Yeah, because it is, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a ton of work to get naturally high testosterone. I don't think it's that bad of work. I think it's worth it because it extends to everything else in your life. But, you know, if there's dudes that want to just live off Soylent, like if I was a stupid vegan, then yeah, I would be on TRT, because I would just be drinking soy milk all the time with, you know, soy protein powder. And I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to need some TRT, because that just isn't going to end up right. So I guess, you know, if you don't want to put in the work, then whatever, be on TRT. But I think people that are on TRT should realize they're on gender affirming care, because that is what it is. So if you're one of those dudes on TRT that hates everyone else, just realize, bro, you are the origin story for gender affirming care, and you have small balls.